Coming to you from the historic Hart Building in Marysville, California, in Studio 93, In the Tank with Fish, with your host, Bob Fischetti.
Hey, I'm excited about this particular podcast because I do In the Tank with Fish, and we bring in people that you might know locally and that have been here doing business or are doing whatever. But today, my guest is some outsider that I found standing in front of the Hart Building, and he told me that he's the GM for our local baseball team.
Hard to believe.
Hard to believe. So I have Harrison Shapiro with me, not to be confused with that other Shapiro guy in the government. You know, that guy. So anyway, Harrison, great to have you on, man.
Fish, thank you so much for having me, man. Yeah. I'm really, really happy to be here and happy to have gotten to know you.
Yeah. This has been good because we're both ADD. So hope this is a great podcast, right? But it was interesting because I actually met you and your brother Jackson. And you guys both moved out here. Mm-hmm. So let's talk a little bit about that so people get to know you, because you love sports.
I do, yeah. Obviously, I played sports my entire life growing up. I very much come from a baseball family.
Soccer and curling doesn't count.
I did not play curling, although I'd love to try someday.
Yeah,
No, I was a baseball player, and then after college, transitioned more into the business side of it. Kind of following in the family's footsteps, and then bringing my brother along with me. We prior to coming here had been running a couple clubs out in Colorado in the same league here, and then once this opportunity showed up, and we jumped at it. This is a phenomenal community. This is a big baseball town with incredible baseball history.
We love it.
Yeah. And so we were very excited to obviously be able to move here, ingratiate ourselves into the community, and really look at transforming this franchise to be long-term viable. And we wanted to represent the community here. So yeah, we're very excited about the opportunity, and thank you for having us.
Well, I actually, I didn't meet you last year, but everybody I met that was involved with the High Wheelers, man, the excitement. And I'm just going to be straight up. You guys sunk money in the Bryant Field. It wasn't like, oh, we're just going to come and lease the field. And then I found out, which I thought was funny, that you guys have the field all the time, so you could do other stuff. And it was like, wow, this is going to be great. They get it. Well, then you guys invited me out to some event you did at the Hard Rock.
Yeah.
And I got to hear the story and the people that were investing that, they had skin in the game and how much this meant to them. And I thought, man, everybody ought to know that.
Yeah.
That this is not a fly-by-night, oh, yeah, we'll try it if it works. And for one thing, you signed a multi-year contract. So it wasn't, if it doesn't work the first year, we're leaving. I'm going back to Colorado. Too late. You're renting a place here. Harrison, you're living here.
And I'm from California.
Yeah.
I'm from the Bay Area, so I know this area intimately. But yes, we are here for the long haul. And you'll see that, obviously, the ballpark improvements we did last year, which were tremendous. And the field is in phenomenal shape. And it's not just for us, too. We've had collegiate wood bat leagues. We've had high schools. We've had colleges play there. And we're going to continue that. We very much view this, as the city does, as a community asset. We just want to be a part of that.
Well, and because I've had other conversations with you, I'm trying not to say, well, they all know that, because they don't know that, right? And so when you played baseball, what did you play?
I was a pitcher. Yeah, as you can probably tell by my stature. Yeah. And the fact that I don't run very fast. But yeah, I used to be able to throw the ball pretty hard. Have since dealt with a shoulder injury that I have not been able to throw the ball since. But
yeah, you won't be doing the first pitch, will you?
No. I think once you're in your 30s, your playing days start to be behind you.
So we got, as a community, we really got connected last year with the team. But the players don't necessarily come back because they can end up somewhere else, and that's their goal. So can you talk a little bit about who are the players that come to the Pioneer League and why?
Yeah, so a little context on the league. So this league was formerly an affiliate league, a low A affiliate league. So each team was affiliated with a specific major league organization.
Oh.
During COVID, during the reduction of the minor league system, this league went independent. Now it's a little bit confusing because it's semi-independent. We are an MLB partner league, and so we are a part of MILB. Our players are very much looking to make it up to the next level into affiliate ball. The only difference being that as opposed to being affiliated with a specific MLB team, any team can buy our players from us.
Oh, so they could. So if it was somebody from the St. Louis Cardinals, one of the best teams that ever existed, which I have no partiality, not the Dodgers that left Brooklyn, the jerks, and so I have no bias at all.
Yeah, right. That's clear.
So before a player in the Pioneer League would have been picked up by that team. Now, literally, any team could pick one of these guys up, and some got picked up last year.
They sure did, all throughout the league, and we're very much incentivized to do so. At our level, we very much view ourselves as a development league. Our players tend to skew a little bit younger. They're usually in their early to mid-20s, so they definitely have a lot more career ahead of them that they're trying to work up towards. And frankly, the level of talent. I mean, these are guys that would have otherwise been affiliated prior to the COVID reduction in scope. So, these guys have a ton of tools. You'll see guys throw in mid to upper 90s.
Yes.
Generally, the big distinction I have to make is like these guys have big league tools. They just don't always have the refinement, or they might be missing one tool. And that's why they come to our league, so they can get good coaching and then get looked at by scouts and hopefully get picked up.
The other thing is we had a chance to talk to Billy Horton. We do the pregame and that. And we had a chance to talk to him about how you guys will trade players for the benefit of the player. It's not that you don't want to win. It's not that you don't want to have a winning season.
Yeah.
But there are times when these managers and that they know that player will be really successful over there. And I thought that was really good. And it really goes right back into we want these guys to make it.
Yeah.
You guys actually, though, the thing that cracked me up was I found out you had some players go to the Savannah Bananas. And one of them, I think he was a pitcher. I'm trying to remember who it was that went. And he said, I wasn't just playing baseball. I had to learn how to dance. That's a whole nother gig.
It is a different style of entertainment. It's funny you bring up the Bananas, too, because I often talk about this, about how we envision this organization to be. I often say we want to be as banana ball as possible while retaining professional baseball and really quality play. And you'll see that when you come to our games this year, we're going to have all kinds of crazy things happening on and around the field, but none of it detracts from the quality of play on the field. This is still the highest level of baseball that's ever been played in this town, and we want to be able to showcase these guys' talent. But at the same time, we're here to provide family-friendly entertainment.
I talk about, I was standing down behind the home plate, and when the first pitcher got up and I went, that was over 90. I mean, you'd hear it pop. But it wasn't just that. When you talk about professional play, watching these guys go for the balls in the field, this is everything you would expect from pro ball.
Yeah.
And nothing less than. And I did have a chance to talk to Jerome. There was a pitching coach.
Yep.
And I asked him, if you got a guy that's got a no-hitter going, would you keep him in? And he said, it's about their health. And he said, so if it's later in the season where I know his arm can handle it, but I'm watching for their arm.
Yeah.
Yes, we want to win. And so it's over and over again. I kept hearing, these guys are really about the players. They actually care about the players. And because you hear this in Major League Baseball, right? It's like, well, yes, we want to win. And you guys won the year before you came here, and you almost won this time.
Yeah. I mean, we have a history of a winning franchise here. But to your point, this is ultimately about making sure the players are set up for long-term success. Yes, we do want to win. The pitch count thing is one that's often brought up in discussion, especially with younger guys earlier in the season where you want to retain their health. And to be clear, it's not just about making sure that, they're going to be able to get a contract the following year. It is also about winning because, there's a lot of, and I know people have different feelings about analytics, as do I, but there's a lot of analytics that show even if a guy has a no-hitter going, but he's reaching that 90 to 100 pitch mark, the data is pretty clear that it's more than likely he's going to give up a hit or multiple hits or runs going forward. So it's a tough balancing act between the feel of the game and the analytics, as everybody knows. But
I asked you this offline, but I'll ask him again, right? And it's like this town absolutely attaches itself to the players. I mean, they love the players. And part of that is because they get to be host families.
Yep.
And you can hear the host families in the stands. If one of them guys are staying with them, oh my gosh, they're like, I don't care. The guy can strike out and they'd be cheering.
It's like a surrogate son. We're so incredibly grateful for our host families. We are still looking for more as well, but they are the absolute lifeblood of this organization. As everybody knows, minor league baseball, we're a small business as well, and it's very expensive. Baseball's an expensive sport. There's a lot of equipment, a lot of players, a lot of costs, and they really provide an invaluable service, but it also means that our players get more ingratiated into the community. And that's really what matters most to us.
So I'm going to let the cat out of the bag, right? So I found out that you are a food and beverage guy.
Yeah, that's my background.
So I'm going to tell people this. The food out there was good. It was good food. But now I'm expecting great.
And your expectations will be met, shall I say, exceeded. No, that's definitely my bread and butter, so to speak.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but you can't go to a ball game and it's about the food too. I want a good game and I want to eat while I'm watching it.
I think it's integral. And oftentimes, it's not just in minor league baseball. You look at Major League Baseball. Yeah. Oftentimes, the food is sort of considered an afterthought, or they're so hyper-focused on efficiency that the quality is diminished. And I just don't feel it that way. Like I have strategies that I'm going to be implemented that I have implemented in the past that ensure not only efficiency, but also a consistent quality product. And we're obviously going to have the main baseball staples. You have to have a good hot dog. You got to have popcorn, peanuts.
And I hate hot dogs. I'm not a hot dog guy. I ate so many hot dogs last year. I had to finally go and say, who makes these? You guys got me to eat a hot dog. I found out it was Nathan's.
Yep.
Man, that's a well-known, that's the dog.
I grew up on hot dogs, so this is definitely my realm. I can't follow you on the not liking hot dogs thing, but yes, we're going to be continuing very quality hot dogs, but while introducing a ton of new menu items. So we'll have burgers and a lot of other really fun things that are going to be themed around the branding. And we'll also bringing in local flavors as well from the community and different elements of the community. So it's going to be indistinguishable from a traditional baseball game where you just get a hot dog and a soda and a beer and call it a day. We want to be able to provide a plethora of options, but while still focusing on those staples as well.
What I like, Harrison, I hate to say I like something about you because then I'm stuck with that.
I have a big head already. So.
Yeah. You won't be able to get out of the podcast. So, when I was a kid, I played baseball. And something happens when you've played the game. It's like I play guitar. I will always be a musician. Even though there's no way, because I ask them, they won't let me play shortstop, Harrison. I know, but I don't know. Maybe they just didn't think I'm good enough, right? But when I was a kid, I played all the time. That doesn't get out of your system. And what amazes me is that you have not lost one bit of your zeal for the game, even though you've now been in the business side of it. It almost seems like it's just made you more excited. it's like, yeah. Are you ever tempted to run down there and just throw a few to,
I will say from an operational perspective, and I say this to a lot of people in the sports industry, baseball is the hardest industry from an operational perspective. It's the longest games, the most amount of games in the hottest months. Yeah. And, as people may know if they came to our games last year, we do a lot of in-between inning activities. We're going to be expanding that to the 10th degree this year. So in between every inning, there's going to be some sort of activity. So from an event management perspective, you're doing all these little elements all surrounded by the larger element, which is baseball. It is very, very difficult operationally. And no, I have not lost my zeal for it. In fact, I'm more invigorated. I grew up a baseball purist, and I still believe in the sanctity of the game, while also looking to explore and expand the appeal of baseball to a much wider demographic of people. Baseball has always been known as America's game, but in recent years has been declining in popularity. And there's a number of reasons for that, but there's also encouraging signs, as I mentioned, the Bananas and how much success they've had. It's about sort of reframing what baseball is.
Yes.
And that's what we're going to be doing this year. So I want people to know that if you're a baseball fan, nothing is going to change except for that we're going to go out and win the championship. The level of play is extremely high. We're just going to be providing a lot more entertainment options for people.
I did. Okay, so sometimes I don't like changes, right?
Neither do I.
And so when they first decided they were going to do the pitch clock, I was like, that's wrong. That's just wrong, because it's like a chess match. There's a psychological thing, right? But they wanted to speed up the game. And honestly, I don't see a lot of difference.
Yeah.
Pitchers are able to work within that framework, and you guys use it. There's a pitch clock on the field, so you can see it. There's one up behind us, so you can see it, where it's going. But you will never get me to say the intentional walk was okay. I feel like you got to pitch. I don't care. I don't care if the guy's hitting a home run every time he's up. That's part of the challenge.
I have a conspiracy theory about that.
Do you?
Yeah, I think they do it to keep pitch counts down. I think because then you're taking out 4 pitches from the equation, which makes a difference for the analytics side.
I didn't even think of that.
Interesting point too about the pitch clock. So I mentioned before, this league is a development league. It's not just for the players and for the staff. It's also for rules. So MLB has, as we all know, has been experimenting with a ton of new rules to try to modernize the game or to change it in some ways to make it more attractive. The pitch clock started in our league first, and that was a directive from MLB. They provided the pitch clocks for us. They wanted to test and see how game times were affected. And we saw an average of, I believe it was like 23 minutes reduction in game time. And when I say reduction in game time,
huge.
It is a big difference, especially when, we're looking at 3-hour games, 3.5-hour games. But it's only reducing dead time. It's just time when the pitcher's out there, messing around, and the pitchers or the batter's changing their gloves, and it's not actually impacting the play. You're just seeing more action, which I think is ultimately what we want to provide if we want this to be an attractive product. So I do think the pitch clock was a success. I can follow you on the intentional walk thing. I think, and you know what? There's more room for weird things to happen if they have to throw the ball. We've all seen that, where they overthrow the catcher and the guy scores from third. It's just the fun, unpredictable nature of the sport.
Yeah, just trying to keep it away from that batter, right? And
it's better than the manager's spin, like, walk them. Yeah, that's kind of boring.
You guys have also pulled a lot of pro players that have come in and done coaching for you, or your manager last year had played. I believe he played with the Giants.
Yeah.
And so you have different ones like that. So tell us a little bit about the manager you got coming in.
Well, it is not public yet. We haven't officially announced it.
Then maybe you're not going to hear it.
Although, having said that, I think we're going to announce either next week or the following. Okay. So you'll get the first scoop, of course, Fish. Come on.
All right.
I can tell you
we're going to do an extra podcast to announce a couple of things that are changing.
I can tell you he is a great guy. He's really a big community guy, and he cares deeply for the players. So and he's incredibly passionate. You'll see that level of passion once we get him on the show here with you. You guys are going to hit it off. You guys are going to be best friends, and I'll never be invited back.
Yep, I'm in. So I want to double back. We're going to bounce around a little bit with this, Harrison.
Yeah.
I think the host family thing is incredible. The fact that you guys even do that, and they told me you had a gal, Rachel, that was in charge of that at that time, and she would assure families, look, these guys aren't going to get in your home and tear it up.
Right.
For one thing, they're here 6 games, they're gone 6 games, if that's going to be the similar schedule.
Yep.
But the idea was, it's like they really are not at the house very much. It's almost like they just need a place to sleep. But they're able to connect. They're able to connect with the families. And what an incredible experience. Now, we didn't have one because I had my grandkids.
Yeah.
But I've had foreign exchange students.
Yeah.
There is something about that. And so you guys are going to offer that again this year. Is there particular criteria or how they're going to get a hold of you? How do they do that?
Yeah, not really. I mean, we work with the families. Obviously, we just come and make sure that it's a safe space for the player. Really, a lot of the work on our end is working with the player and obviously ensuring that they're a good house guest. Like, for example, silencing their phone at night. That's always a good one.
Or silencing it in the middle of a podcast.
I didn't mean to take a jab at you. No, and I've been in this league now for 6-7 years. Dealt with a lot of host family situations, placing the players. I have never had a negative experience with a player at a host family. They're incredibly respectful, and we always tell them, treat them like you would if you were staying at your family's place. And the nature of the relationship can sometimes look different. I've seen host families that stay in touch with their players for years on end. They cook them meals every single day, and sometimes it's just a bedroom. So it really can be flexible in terms of what the needs and wants are of the host family. But we provide a lot of host family benefits for people that are willing to open their homes for our players. And of course,
they got seats.
Yep, season tickets.
They had like season tickets.
Yeah.
It was like, what? I mean, I'm up the press box, but still.
It's that community engagement. Yeah, obviously they get season tickets. They get other kinds of perks on merchandise and food, and we do special events for them. We really try to do everything we can to show our appreciation for people that are willing to be so welcoming and bring our players into their home.
So I'm going to jump on that. You guys had a really cool merch area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're still going to have that.
Big time. Yep.
A lot of new merch, a lot of cool stuff.
A lot of new merch coming in, and we're going to completely redesign that space as well. We're working on.
Gosh, I thought it was great, like it was.
Mostly the exterior. We want to soften up the features a little bit. We're going to be working with some mural artists to really bring forth the history of the town, the history of baseball, and then obviously show in our new branding, which I'm sure you're going to get to. But we want the big thing is adding a lot of color. We want to be able to add more color, make it a more fun, family-friendly environment. But yeah, no, it's the ballpark itself. I can't say enough positive things about it. What I love most about Bryant Field is how intimate the experience is. I've never seen a professional field where you're that close to the experience. That is really, really special and something we want to be able to highlight.
Well, I will tell you this, as an ex-ball player, that catcher misses it. You're not running from third.
Right.
Because it's a very short, I don't know what the standard distance is supposed to be.
Yeah.
If there is one between home plate and the backstop, right? But it's short at Bryant Field. And I've watched him overthrow or something.
Yeah.
And the guy on third is trying to, should I or shouldn't I? And the coach is like,
and that's what's so special about baseball when you compare it to other sports is the venue very much changes how the game can play out. And it's very funny with Bryant Field. It's an older ballpark. Like, it was built quite a while ago. The style at the time was to have the fans much farther back. That has changed in recent years. Now we want to be able to get the fans a lot closer to the field to play. So it's really special that this field was so forward thinking at the time it was built. But it definitely does change the calculus of the runners on a pass ball. So it's very interesting.
Anywhere you sit, number one, there's not really a bad seat there, right? No. Oh, and I want to mention that because people had asked about the heat last time. So you guys have made sure even the Sunday game is later in the evening.
That's right.
So it's much cooler. And two things I noticed last year. One, in the press box, all those seats that are in front of the press box, right, it affords some shade. So that's shade. And then as you're looking out onto the field from behind the back, on the right, those trees.
Yeah.
So there's only one area that really has a lot of sun.
That's right.
And that's on the visitor side, so we don't care about them. But
to that point, though, when I look at the business of baseball, and like every business has challenges, right? Like, one of the key challenges for baseball is that it's an outdoor sport in the middle of summer. So mitigating the heat is a critical piece of the game day experience, in my view. We've been looking at a lot of different options and just some things I can share. Obviously, adding more shade structures, heat relief areas, and then I even have these fun things, these portacools, which are like outdoor air conditioners that we're going to be using.
I've seen those.
Yeah,
they work.
Really effective.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is to put them in the home dugout for our players, but not put it in the visitor dugout. No,
can the radio guys come down and interview the players during the game?
I would love that. Well, and again, not to go off on too much of a tangent, but one of the values of minor league baseball that MLB cannot offer is access to the players. And so, whether that's media or fans, we want our players to be front and center in the community, and every player signs autographs after every game, so every kid can leave the field with an
I
autograph.
love that. Last year, they came out of the dugout and they were coming up, in front of the stands.
Yeah.
And they got swamped. I mean, those fellas and they were all just so into it. They took care of the kids. Yeah, it was great. I mean, that's part of what I love about being a community. Bryant Field, I think, would probably seat around 2,000 people.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the seating is. And there were nights, I don't know if it was full, but it had to be close. There was a lot of people there. And then the other thing is that even on the nights before you changed over and it was hot, you have some people that they are so committed.
Yeah.
That's why I brought up the thing with the players. They love the players. Well, you don't get to keep them.
Right. Right.
And some you can. I guess there's a couple of situations whereby a player can come back. And so that is an element. But next year, new players, invite them into your home. Right?
Yeah.
And then,
I can provide a little context too on sort of the background of it. We are a development league, and that's our value to MLB and why we have the partnership. So we have an experience. We don't have an age limit in our league. We have an experience limit. So you can't have more than 3 years of professional experience and play in this league.
Oh.
So we very much get younger players that are either fresh out of college or they've just barely missed out on the draft. And we basically provide them a venue for them to showcase their skills. And they do get looked at by scouts. Scouts follow all of our games. We have all of the latest technology that MLB uses that then the scouts can access. So we have the super advanced TrackMan system installed in our ballpark. We have a couple other scouting technologies that are installed. So yes, don't be alarmed when you see cameras all over the ballpark. That is for the players, not for the fans.
the fans are waving.
Well, actually, I should take that back. Part of our game day experience, one of my favorite things when you go to a baseball game is the fan cam. So you have your dance cam, the kiss cam, all that kind of fun stuff. We're going to be doing that this year. We have what we call a roving camera. And so, if you come to a game, your kid might be able to get up on the video board and get cheered for.
I just want you to know, folks, there is no fish cam. We just want to clarify that. I'm in the booth. Except in here. There's a fish cam in here.
I think we could implement that.
Oh, stop.
Fish lookalike cam.
Oh, who looks like me?
Oh, only the most handsome.
Give him points. I don't know. What does he get for this? So there's a couple other areas, I don't want to keep you too long, but I want to cover them.
Yeah.
And one of them is that there are places, like with anything else, there are places where people can get employed. So I know that you told me Jackson, who's your brother, he does that part. Right, he does employing people, or
for certain elements, yes. So, my brother Jackson, who I've worked with for quite a while, we make a really great team.
And he still likes you.
Day to day.
Depends on the day. Your brothers.
Yeah, exactly. As you know. No, he is great. We actually complement each other quite nicely. I'm very much like sort of the business operations mind. He is excellent at the game day experience, entertainment mind, and also the digital side as well, which I'm old school. I don't know that very well. You'll see that what he puts together, we call it run of show. As I was saying, baseball is very complicated to put on. He has that all down. He puts together all these games, all of the pre and post game activities, everything that goes on, the video board, the press box. He operates all of that flawlessly. And so I'm really excited for people to be able to see what he's able to put together on the field. I just sit back and take all the credit. He does all the work.
it's really cool. And then I want to touch on your family a little bit, because your dad is involved with the league as well.
Yeah. So he's the president of the Pioneer League, and he's been in that role for 7 or 8 years, something like that. He actually facilitated the transition from it being an affiliate league into being an independent partner league.
Well, he was probably excited, or he wouldn't have stayed. He had to think this is. So, is he just a lover of baseball as well?
Yes, and actually, a little bit of history on my family. When I say we're a baseball family, I really mean it. My mom and dad met working for the Giants. Actually, my dad was general counsel for the Giants, and my mom was a head of security. She's a tough lady.
You boys got raised right.
So and he subsequently worked for other MLB teams following that. But yeah, so
he's a lover of it. And your mom too.
Yep. So it runs deep in the family. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for baseball. So I want to be able to give back as much as I can to the game.
So what's your dad's name?
Mike Shapiro.
Mike?
Yeah.
So, Mike, I know you're going to watch this, and so just let you and your lovely bride know we're going to have you guys come into a podcast, and we're going to get the real scoop on Harrison and Jackson.
You'd have to explain what a podcast is to him first, I think.
No,
I take that back.
Mom will know.
Yes. No, he's far more interesting than I am. He would be a great guest, and he'd be happy to do it, man. I would be.
Well, you got a great story when you've been involved in baseball for a lot of years.
Yeah.
And I just think the Yuba Sutter community is very grateful for last year that you guys came in and did what you did. And I know they're going to be more excited this year, but there were a lot of people that they just didn't kind of get in the groove to come.
Yeah.
Because now all of a sudden we have a ball team. And it's like, we could do that, because it's very much family. You guys have absolutely knocked it in the cheap seats.
Everything everything is about family for us. That's ultimately what matters, and we want to be able to develop baseball fans at a young age and really build that sort of loyalty to not only the team but the community as a whole. We want to be representative of the community, and then to your point about last year, obviously this team came from Davis. It came in really late, and the unbelievable effort that it took just to put on the season, let alone have a great game day experience, was incredible. Now we have
last minute, buddy. They were fetching and stepping. It was a lot.
And they owe a lot of thanks to you as well for not only getting the word out there, but really helping on the operational side, especially in the press box. So we're really excited to continue that relationship, but also to the point about this team came from Davis, including the branding. So the High Wheelers name is in reference to the bike culture in Davis. Doesn't necessarily have a connection to the community here. And I'm a firm believer that a local minor league team, which is what we are, should reflect the local community and sort of the fun, unique qualities. So we are going to be changing the team name, the branding, and it's going to be really, really fun, and it's going to match the community as a whole. So more to come on that. Obviously, that's going to be coming out within the next couple of weeks here. But we're really excited for the community to see that and embrace it. I think we have something really fun for the community.
Just so you know, they turned me down on being called the Finns, the fish fin. I don't know why. The mascot would have been, salmon. I mean, it could have been anything.
I could see some tie-in with Ellis Lake and Fischetti Cove there.
Fischetti Cove. Oh, no.
I'm getting the word out there. We might even have to put up our own signs for Fischetti Cove.
You're killing me. Yeah. And so I wanted to cover that because you did tell me that you will be able to, if your dad's in town, because he doesn't live here, does he?
No, Bay Area.
They live in the Bay Area. So it's not far away.
No.
And I'm sure he'll come up. We'd love to get him and your mom on. And,
absolutely.
And then I don't know if you can twist Jackson's arm to get him in, but that's part of what we ended up with here in baseball is family. Yeah. And so I think that's great. And then we'll get the manager in and we'll get some players in. And so at this particular point, before we get out of here, is there a way that people can start planning, because it's not till May, but I'd like to be a host family because that's going to be a big deal. And is there going to be job opportunities? So are those two things? Do you have a website? How are they going to be posted?
Yeah, currently we're on Highwheelers Baseball, where you can get .com, where you can get in touch with us. now.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, obviously, that's going to be changing over once we do the new brand launch, which, by the way, should go live on the 12th and then the 13th as sort of our main announcement. So it's coming very shortly here, and then we'll have all of that posted, including jobs. We very much believe in hiring from the community for the community.
Perfect.
So yes, we're absolutely going to have that, and the same thing with the host families. That's all going to be posted. We're going to be putting that on social media, which again, I can give you the handles now, but it's going to change pretty soon. So yeah, that's all coming down the pipeline very soon here. But if you do want to get in touch with us in the meantime, yeah, just go to highwheelersbaseball.com. There's a contact form, and we'll give you a call. We're very much believe in a closer interpersonal relationship rather than just communicating via email.
So I want you guys to know, get used to this face, not this face, that face.
Well, I appreciate you bringing me on. I want to be clear. I'm an operations, nuts and bolts guy. You know, this is very much, I am out of my element. I'm excited to really showcase the players and the coaches and the community. But thank you for saying that.
So you have that connection. But the other thing is we now have, it currently is called the Highwheeler Sports Show on Saturdays, and it's got Todd Coonan, who is the regular. He's been doing announcing for games for 9 years out there, and they'll be seeing you. The reason I brought up your page, they'll be seeing you on that show. It's Saturdays at 4:00, and it gives us an opportunity because we're going to cover local sports. So the Highwheelers are doing it, but it's local sports, not just them. It's your kids that are in high school baseball, and we'll do other sports. Are there other sports?
Yeah, why not? Future Pioneer League players, by the way.
So if you come in the tank, you get an in the tank cup.
Thank you so much. How did you know I'm a coffee guy? Is all the coffee I drank in your office?
People are gonna envy you because you have that. Right?
I mean, this is a collector's item right there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You weathered the storm.
These hard hitting questions, man.
I know. I don't throw softball. I never played softball. I played softball once. I was in the military.
It's risky, man. It is. They say slow pitch, but you can catch one in the chops pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah. It's just not the same. You think that ball's bigger, it'd be easier to hit. Yeah, good luck with that.
And it's not soft.
Well, Harrison, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah.
We're going to bring you back on after the 13th. You're going to be on the show on Saturday?
I will.
And so they'll get a chance to see that. That's live.
Yep.
And so, and then, of course, Todd will probably ask you. Who knows what Todd's going to ask you? You better be prepared. But folks, this is awesome. This is our team, our town. And I said that all last year because it was, we've had a lot of different baseball here, but this level of baseball, and Fish ate a hot dog. I don't know what else to tell you.
I think you're going to be eating a lot more hot dogs this year, man.
Yeah, no. Anyway, so like, subscribe, share, and comment, as always, on In the Tank with Fish. I got some very interesting interviews that are coming up, so stay with us on this. But local baseball is here. They're here now. They didn't wait till 5 minutes before the season to come. And this is just going to be great. Again, the Highwheeler Sports Show that covers local sports, baseball, and other sports every Saturday at 4:00. Thanks for watching.